CapCut would enable me to edit my videos from beginning to end with everything I need. It has captions, it has silence detection, it has makeup, it has everything I need. Music, like a library of music, sounds, whatnot, effects, features. Yeah, from beginning to end, one video editing software. But because of my poverty, I have had to find a separate video editing, a silence detector where I can remove the watermark that is time bold. I have had to find a separate what do you call this, a caption adder, which is CapCut. And now, because of CapCut taking away all my makeup, I now also have to find somewhere else to do my makeup. Now I've got like where before I had a 3-pronged process, now I've got like a 4-pronged, because CapCut is out here being super califragilistic expensive. CapCut is out here like charging me when I ain't got no money. I'm in need. What's wrong with you? I need money. I don't got it though, so I'm in need. What's the issue? CapCut. It has done this to me. It has broken me down. It has crushed my bones and my soul. And with it crushing my bones and my soul, I've come to discover that even Jesu Christ wa Nazareta, Mudimu wa Badimu, is weaning me off CapCut. Look at that. The Lord is weaning me off CapCut, y'all, and the Lord is weaning me off CapCut. Like, you know that God is preparing you for something coming when certain things happen in piecemeal effect, in little bite sizes. Okay? Like, how can I describe this? Let's go and have discussion. Let's come and discuss a little bit. You know, when, like, think about a kid, like in school, like a small little child. Alright? On the day when they have to go for like a vaccination or an operation, yeah, let's say an op rather, like a child that has to go for an op, but the mom knows that this kid is scared of hospitals, of needles, of doctors, of just about anything at all that can hold a knife. This kid has a phobia, and so with this kid needing the surgery, the mom out here be duping the baby. The mom out here be duping the little one into doing stuff that's gonna prep them for surgery. The mom out here doing things to the kid that's gonna prep this child for surgery. So the mom then, because the kid has to have been hungry for like 16 hours before surgery, only eating liquids, only drinking liquids, and what have you. Like, this was done to me, mind you, by the way, when I was a kid. Because I was hyperactive and very colorful, very creative, my mom took me to a neurologist to see if I'm crazy. And they drugged me at home. And apparently they had put a whole bunch of needles in my head and whatnot. And when I came home, I was scratching my head. I was itchy all over. And I didn't understand why I was so itchy. And my sister, like, she snitched. My older sister snitched on my mom. Was like, oh no, they took you to a clinic to check if you were mentally sane. And you had needles all over your face. And before you could go to that clinic, they had to drug you. So that's why you don't remember anything. I couldn't believe it. My mom had in advance told the doctor, who gave her a tranquilizer to knock me out. And for me, it was like, you could not tell me that you thought I was crazy because I was hyperactive in the house. For real. Well, look at me today. Y'all still be thinking I'm crazy. Anyway, whatever. Cool beans and bananas. So a parent that has a child like that, a child that is out just scared of doctors, scared of whatnot, but you gotta like get their body ready for some kind of surgery so that the kid can get better. Again, mom out here be making it look like a game, hey? Oh, you must be hungry because we're gonna go to Steers and we're gonna go and have a cake and we're gonna go in this, and you have to be very hungry because then you're not gonna eat. But I'm going to give you so you can hold your ndlala netamba soup. Making September out here taking his stride, just drinking a whole bunch of soup and drinking a whole bunch of liquids because he's planning on going to Steers later. Only for, in one of the bowls of soup, there to be like literally some kind of a tranquilizer, some kind of a narcotic that is gonna knock this kid out, make them sleep, and then the mother's gonna be carrying this child to the doctor on some he's all yours, put him on anesthetic. I helped him along, and the only time that Temba will know that he's been operated on is when he wakes up in hospital in post-operative care on some "you deceived me," and then the mother is like, "Here's your Steers, I told you you're going to Steers, here's your burger." And this Temba little child has then to walk around with a little stitch on his side, but that stitch would have come with difficulty if at all he was put in the car sober, with him kicking and screaming, not wanting to go to the clinic, wreaking havoc, like scratching everybody, pulling mama's hair out. Nah, sleeping all the way there. Sleeping all the way there and gladly abiding in the run-up to honor all the rules of basically pre-operative care, and like, you know, don't eat too much type of, don't eat anything, make sure that there's no solids in your stomach type establishment thing. Yeah, very well. Yeah, the Lord has done that to me as well, and I feel as if though now I'm at a place where it's post-operative care, and on my side there is like a wound, a cut, and I'm realizing that God weaned me off CapCut. Maybe not officially and once and for all, but he weaned me off it because the very prophecy that I saw all those years ago, like maybe 2 years ago, did I see this, with it being crumpled up like a can, is starting to happen. I told you, the inauguration of Donald Trump, y'all don't know what in the world and the heaven is coming, okay? Yeah. It's starting to happen, and I'm not going to be able to use CapCut soon for anything. It's going to be a mess. I won't be able to get captions on it, even PC, alright? All makeup is going to be gone except for basic dull looks and whatnot. The same thing that they did on mobile that I noticed is going to come now on PC, and then all the looks that I had for makeup on PC are also going to be gone. Then they're going to take away, just like they did with vocal isolation, they're also going to take away what do you call this, captioning, and those are the things that really make CapCut worth the while for me. It is the makeup, it is the captioning, it is the what you call this, yeah, those are, yeah, basically, right? Like I'm enabled to do these videos that way, but they took away things that I needed, and now I can't use them anymore, right? The Lord is basically telling me very soon you're going to have to 100% rely on some other video editing software, but I am broke, I'm poor, you know, it's like, get my money, I'm in need. Yeah, because of just the challenges that I have experienced with video editing, trying to find things that are free all over the show. I have searched on the store, the Apple store on my Mac and also on my phones and whatnot for options. As soon as I happened upon makeup on CapCut, I fell in love with it. I was like, it's so cute, it's so cute, it's so cute, it's so adorable. I love it, and it's so polished and shrewd as a snake. Like, all that glitters, which is not always gold, gotta be overwhelmed and conquered by that which glitters that's truly gold. Proper, okay? Real gold needs to throw out the water fool's gold, and I'm the real deal, okay? But I am apparently allegedly competing with people that are with great resources. And yet I have got to have the same level standard, essentially, of excellence as people that have got out here not YouTube studios, what you call this, like recording studios. They've got money, they've got editors, they've got all manner and kinds of strange things in these streets, and I don't have that. Okay, very well, but the Lord knows that if my videos are any kind of weird, odd, kind of macabre looking with lack of quality, I'm not gonna get looked at, and also people are going to write me off as deserving of all of this nonchalance around me, this blasé general demeanor of people in dealing with my cause, they're going to say, ah, of course, I mean, what's such boring content? Everything is just so dull over there. I'm just looking at it and all I gaze upon is brown and grey all the day long. Yeah, if I am not giving, essentially, in terms of my everythingness, yeah, all the way from the starting point, a thumbnail, to quality inside the video, people might just be like, I can see why this woman, nobody's looking at her. I mean, look at this. What kind of video is this? I can't have any of that. I need to look like something that is like a diamond in the rough, or a misplaced wallet with a wad of cash in it that I was just chilling in a desert waiting for somebody to pick it up. Like, what? How does somebody not see all this value? That needs to be evident. And people have been working to the nail to not only get me off social media, but also to tarnish the quality of my videos. And I'm like, Azini Blomani, make like a flower, like chill, hang. Swing on a chandelier like Sia if you want to, but not in my general direction. Just don't do it, okay? People have been trying to make me walk away from my ministry. And I'm why? It's the only thing I got. What's wrong with you? I will invest in this thing. I will invest in it. Because it's my ticket out of here. And I gotta look good in it. And I also have to have excellent content as I speak. My talking head videos have to be reaching. I've got to be what is called a page turner. Over and above being a page turner, I have got to be that which is hard to click away from. Essentially, I could wear my Gucci on, like that song, I could wear my Louis Vuitton. And even when even when I've got nothing on, I made you look. Yeah, I gotta make you look. I gotta make you look. I've got to make people look, even though no one is looking. So I have got behavioral psychology working against me. It is antagonizing the living daylights out of me. Behavioral psychology will have it that individuals in these streets will tend to ignore you purely because you are ignored. You are generally regarded as nonsensical, not worth the while to be gazed upon when nobody else is gazing upon you. It is assumed that other people who already perused you developed the opinion that you are not worth looking at, and so they did not come back. Thus, when you have got just one little view or two, people will assume that it is only because there can't be anything good going on in there. Now, when people go out of their way to actually sabotage the living daylights out of you so that you get nothing but binary code for views, you have to give them extra incentives and appeal to a depth in them with your thumbnail. Okay, you have got to make them click and make them basically take that on, that which is a unique value proposition. Think, for instance, in the case of luxury vehicles. Okay, you cannot just walk into a BMW retailer, a BMW showroom floor, or a Mercedes showroom floor, or even a Ferrari showroom floor, and be like, I'll take 4 of those. Unless, of course, I don't know what in the world is going on with you. You're like some rich, opulent baboon that are just trying to create a garage of BMWs. Do you understand what I'm saying? But largely, if you're going to be walking into a BMW showroom floor, you tend to be serious about wanting a high-end car, a top-end vehicle. There tends to be money in your pocket, and you know what you're looking for. It is a unique value proposition, and it's the reason why you are not out here perusing Kia Picantos. It's the reason why you are not going to Ondeka Street and walking up and down for second-hand vehicles that you can just purchase for like 50,000 rands a pop. That's what's good. When you know what you want, you tend to be grabbed by a unique value proposition that comes at a very high price. So BMWs can never ever sell at scale because they're too expensive. They're high value items that one sold vehicle basically enables, boosts quite substantially a company's books. It inflates its revenue just from one sale. But when you're dealing with like an FMCG where they're selling, fast moving consumer goods like biscuits, they are be selling you cookies and Coca-Colas. Yeah, these are low value items that the only way that anybody makes money off them at all is from scale. So basically a whole chunk of people gotta buy them. So you are not going to prosper to do anything wonderful if you put your spaza shop in the bundus, in the rural areas where there is nobody out, you're gonna buy your magwinyas, where there's nobody out, you're gonna buy your Coca-Cola, and nobody gonna out, you buy your Goda. you need to be in a place bustling with traffic. You need to be in a place bustling with traffic so that you can sell as many units as possible in order to make any kind of, dent in your profit margins, right? Yeah, small items that are of low value need scale, but large, but items that are of high value need, they don't need scale, but they need a unique value proposition, and they don't necessarily also have to be where everybody else is at. That's why at Santon, right? Gucci and Louis Vuitton, like very high-end stores, you don't find them in the same square or the same place as like your Levi or your Guess or your Woolies or your Jenny Button. There is a square, like it's basically Santon Square or Nelson Mandela Square. That's where it is that they sell Gucci. That's where they sell Fendi. That's where they sell Chanel. Yeah, it has its market, and it's not packed like the rest of the mall. It has people that can cause the whole store to close. Like as in one person walking in and the whole store can close just for them as their shop, because they could literally leave there having run a tab of like 75,000 rands in one sitting to sell clothing worth 75,000 rands at Guess or at or at Woolies, is to basically go through 50 customers or 100 customers in a day. But not so much at Gucci. Like one customer could actually be literally spending that much money, right? So therefore, location of these stores tends to be so kind of bespoke in the sense that it can be just special knowledge, like just special information, that is awarded only a certain group of people. Like where the Louis Vuitton in Santon is, insofar as you shop for Louis Vuitton. Otherwise, you don't need to know. I still don't know where Guess and Santon is at. I've never been. Not Guess, but Gucci. I still don't know. I've never been, because I've never needed to go. There was a time when Donna Karen was right next door to Guess by Margiano in Santon when I used to work for Guess, and it moved to Square because it was too expensive to be in like the gen pop, like in prison gen pop. It was too expensive to be in general population. Right. Yeah, that's what's good. So when it comes to a specific or a unique value proposition, you need to brand a particular way, and you need to lure people in with a particular message. Okay, I am Guess and I'm in Santon Square. Not Guess, I am Gucci and I am in Mandela Square, Nelson Mandela Square, and I am drawing to myself these eyes, this money, this person, and I'm prepared to close the entire shop for them. Because one purchase can literally make my sale target for the day. These types of stores as well, like for instance with a luxury car dealership, when you don't make a sale in a day, it's not a bummer. But if at all you don't sell some cookies, some biscuits, and some chocolates at Pick and Pay all day, you're in trouble. Something's not giving. Something is just not gonna, like, stuff has gone awry. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, there are places where you gotta buy stuff every single day. Bread, for instance, they bake it like every single morning, and it's out just being warm. Some loaves you be picking up in that brown bag, and by the time you open that brown bag, there's like steam just puffing in your face. Yeah, that bread gotta be sold today. And that bread will highly likely be sold by the end of the day because it's a fast-moving consumer good. It ought to be getting snatched right off the shelf. But you can afford to not sell a BMW over 5 days. And when you make a sale in the 5th day, it's good. It's good enough. It's literally good enough. So if you are to be selling 8 of these luxury vehicles a month, you will be considered an excellent car salesman. If you sell 20, you are a superhero. Do you know what I'm saying? You're walking on water. You're like Jesus type establishment thing. There are certain kinds of the thing that my content has been made is just such a taboo. Okay, it is so incredibly extremely heartbreaking what I am, that I have had to basically move from being an FMCG, a fast moving consumer good type product, to being a luxury brand. And I am targeting, as a salesperson, somebody that's going to make me close my whole Gucci store. I need to be looked at by only one right person, or only 2-3 right people. I don't need a massive crowd of individuals to gawk at my content because of the fact that I am so beleaguered, so severely persecuted, and so afflicted that only the eyes of the right people can set me free. Only the eyes of the right one soul on earth can get me out of these clutches, these bonds of slavery. All right? Because of just the level of corruption that's going on. I told you that I am going to be set free by an American decision to basically set free content creators across Africa from some syndicate that Archer is operating, type establishment thing. But there are also prophecies and things that I speak that have gotten me gazed upon by some pretty ridiculously crazy people that are violent in the occult. They are clients. Gucci. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm gunning for Saul on the road to Damascus. A bunch of them, 2 or 3, 10. But I mean, 2 or 3 or 10 views on YouTube is an epic fail. Because YouTube is supposed to be like an FMCG, a fast-moving consumer good. You are supposed to be out here posting your content and within an hour have 500 views. Within 3 hours, you've got 1,500. After 5 days, maybe you're sitting on 7,000. That's how it's supposed to go in these YouTube streets as you grow over the years. Do you understand? So when you are getting 1 or 2 or 10 views a week, honey, you need to be a Ferrari. You need to be a luxury brand. You have got to be Gucci. You've got to be a purse that sells for 35,000 rands a unit. And so one sale is enough for the girl to go home at the end of the day and be like, I've done my job. I've done my job. So if I can hit a nail into the coffin of 1 or 2 or 3 of these lackluster random baboons in the occult, I could hit a bullseye. And so it is imperative for me to have really high quality content, not only on the inside of my videos, but my thumbnail is the sales pitch, it is the advertisement, it is the notice for the auction in certain parts of the internet that only certain people peruse because they've got certain kinds of money to be out here certainly spending on a certain kind of special gem, right? Yeah, I have to work to present forward something that's going to make people look, because luxury vehicles or luxury items need, for crying out loud, a prototype model or a marketing, a flyer, if you will, that will make them deeply consider getting out of their comfortable mansion life and driving to some warehouse to out here bid or auction on something. It needs to be worth the while. They need to have basically woken up, not planning on buying anything, on spending money on anything. However, as they were paging through a newspaper, it caught their attention. And then they started to peruse it, interrogate it, and gaze upon it for extended periods of time until a need in them was established, because that particular advertisement in the newspaper appealed to a need of theirs. It is specific, it is targeted. Same way that they are to be targeting me, right? Yeah, the targetedness of my content is to speak to people that stand to be hugely afflicted by not doing what is right where I'm concerned, who stand to benefit by doing what is right richly, who stand to dodge, never mind bullets but nukes, because of hearkening to me. People who stand to dodge never mind bullets but nukes by simply listening to me. Listen to this. For instance, I have an awareness of the fact that there is presently an FBI probe or an investigation on some strange little syndicate operating in Africa. And when ultimately it is unraveled, people are going to go to jail. They are going to face indictment. They are going to make like Diddy and basically have their futures decimated. Anybody at all that believes me could get out while it's still morning, could get out while it is still dusk, could get out before the probe reaches the nth of itself and they then are found wanting. I've got prophylactic work. It's like a vaccine that way. I'm preventative in the worst way. It's a combination of mercy and judgment. And so anyone that listens to me with any level of belief or seriousness can pull out of this web of destruction before the boulders come falling down. Because understand that this FBI investigation is going to unravel the syndicate, and anyone found with their hand in the cookie jar is going to go down. So whoever can pull out and extract before these walls close in does themselves a huge favor. But of course, you see, with pulling out an extraction, one requires faith. It requires believing that this is true, because there stands to be lots of money lost, business deals essentially squelched, curtailed, circumvented before writing on the dotted line. These deals of which are obviously going to fall through because the boulders fall. The cops burst in. But in so pulling out, you stop yourself from your smoking gun being found, your fingerprints being discovered. You essentially rescue yourself from being investigated, losing your family, losing your life, losing your children, losing respect, and the taboo, the scandal of your name being among the many of these corrupt officials that were discovered. However, if I'm wrong, I mean, you do stand to make a cool $10 million. You could walk away from the 10 mil in exchange for preserving your family, your friends, your reputation. Or you could go out on a limb and say, whatever this chick and her phantoms, whatever this woman and all of her delusions of grandeur, I don't care what she got to say. And like Nebuchadnezzar, you're going to eat grass for 7 years and finally say the nations of this world are accounted as nothing before Emmanuel. No one can say to him, what have you done? I told you guys yesterday that one of the leaders at YouTube, I had a dream of him holding a board on the street begging because of how disreputed and how blacklisted he became as a result of uncovering this syndicate. That is a person that stands to benefit from pulling out before too much attention is shone on his buttock, or even making a deal, because the investigation is underway. Like literally it is underway. It is happening, and it's going to unravel a giant anaconda in Africa. I spoke about that the other day. So it's up to these randos. So I do what I do to try and win the attention of some of these baboons, because I have a value proposition. I have a value proposition that is important to just them in all of their narcissism. It is not anything that somebody just trying to buy manguenya and sheeps would be interested in because they can't afford it. My prophecies are haughty, and they are speaking to very powerful men, and so, and women. My thumbnails, when I create them using Canva, I ascertain that there is quite a bit of detail text on them to basically give a summary of what is in the video, so as to encourage all of my enemies that are surveilling me, monitoring me, persecuting the living daylights out of me, to watch and make a decision, an informed one, as to whether or not they're going to carry on as baboons. Are you gonna just trust that me, I'm gonna stay incarcerated for the rest of my uneasy days? Or Abut and Sister Gail, are you going to believe me? Are you going to believe me? I do the work that I do, and am as ornate and animated as I am, for the very purpose of making them look. I made you look. I am making them click on my content and listen from part 1 to however many parts I may have by the end of my discussion, so that they can make an informed decision if they are going to take in their stride the risk of my prophecy coming to pass, or the prophecy given me by God coming to pass, or if they're going to pull out of this thing and just go out on a limb and pass up on a 5 million rand deal, pass up on a giant bribe, pass up on capitulating to extortion, pass up to basically just trust that I'm right. Or you could just go to local prison and spend the rest of your days in Tyranny. So the Lord then made my ministry like Gucci, because y'all refuse that I should just be Pick and Pay and stuff. You refuse that I should just be a regular store out here flying off the shelves like hotcakes, goods that I'm selling. You've made me able to sell items every 10 days. But the one person that listens from part 1 to part 8, part 9, part 10, part 6, part 5, the one person that listens from beginning to end, they're in a position to buy what I'm selling. And if they don't buy it, at your peril, bugger, because you see, I'm the one here that is safe. I'm the one here that is protected by the God of the universe. I am the one here in a position to prophesy over your measly disposition that is very satanic. Not you. I'm gonna be cool either way. Either way, when this syndicate gets unraveled, I'm gonna get set free. That's what's good. Either way, when this syndicate gets found wanting, I told you, like the prisoners under the Assad regime in Syria, I'm gonna be set free as a ubiquitous YouTube decision, because this anaconda in America, the head of it was cut off. Not in America, in Africa, the head of it was cut off. But before then, what I do, the work that I upload on the daily, is in an attempt to snatch some, if possible, even from the flames of hell. Listen, this syndicate is so deep and so extreme, and y'all know that you're a part of it. Come on, don't deny nothing. Don't deny it now. Okay, you know you're doing it. You know your hands are grubby. All right, yeah. That when you get found wanting, it's the stuff that tends to cause CEOs to commit suicide. You hang. Type of stuff that out you're causing very prolific people to get killed, assassinations, because when people are being uprooted so that they don't testify in court, and so therefore what a fish pays, people be out there like sending bounties on people's heads, hey, contract assassins and whatnot. It's going to result in the deaths of many people who could be in a position to take up deals with a government or whatever in order for them to not be the ones to go down with the flames and what have you. So if you want to basically stay yourself from being finished off by this thing, you will repent early, back off early, go and live in witness protection early, take your children, your donkey, your cow, your wife, and your 2 pairs of shoes, and live a simple life early, and just watch this thing fall apart from a distance while the billows of smoke rise up to the sky and all you see is a mushroom cloud from a distance. I am targeting people who stand to be implicated violently by that investigation in America. And Jesu, my king, my messiah, is loving in a way that sometimes I just ain't. Yeah, he's slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love, not willing that anybody should perish, but that all should come to a knowledge of him. And so even though I'm richly irritated with many of my enemies, and I don't care if they live or breathe or die or, I don't know, kick a leg tomorrow, Christ cares differently for them than me. I'm annoyed perpetually because I'm beleaguered, I'm afflicted, and people bang demand, they want me by force. They feel entitled to my destruction. So faint much, I don't care. Like epileptic seizure much on the floor, like do you? Like code much, etc. Like I don't care. Okay, I'm not having none, but God cares. And so he gives my ministry clickability on the right minds, the right souls, the right people as an avenue of escape. You are given an olive branch, because this here exposure is coming, and I'm gunning for Saul on the road to Damascus, the one person that's going to do differently, the 2 people that are going to do differently, or the 10. Because once my ministry flies like a bird, out there making like Nelly Furtado, I'm like a bird, I'm gonna fly away. When my ministry flies like a bird, you will be irrelevant. You will fade into the background. It will not matter. You will rot in jail, or you will rot with a difficulty to get clients. You will not be trusted. You will be fined. You will be divorced from a wife that could not believe the horror of the stuff you did. You will be, and Karabo will be out on some, I don't know where my soul is, I don't know, but I'm like a bird, I'm gonna fly. I will no longer be talking to you. Once my ministry is set free, I'm going to be a lot calmer. I'm going to be a lot less in pain. There's going to be a lot less exquisite suffocation. And I'm going to basically recover to normal ministry where I'm out here covering just stuff that's happening on the earth like every other Christian, right? I'm not going to be dealing with the crazy of this thing, like not too much. I'm not going to be an afflicted woman out here dealing very specifically with hard knock prophecies. I'm just going to be like my brothers and my sisters. I'm like a bird, I'm gonna fly. And when I'm there, you're gonna wish that I could specifically speak to the thing that's out here about to unravel, what chicken skin you are wearing right now, because you ought to be shaking. Very well, now that we've made that known, and robustly so, ne? It is imperative, therefore, that my ministry, I apologize if I'm looking up there, ne? It's imperative, therefore, for my ministry to be catching, grabbing, even if that which catches you and grabs you is, what you call, like, dismatis. It's stuff that you think is non-threatening. Like, you know, I don't even know why men don't think I'm threatening. I can't understand why people don't think I'm scary. Because the stuff I say, not to me, young Tosa, when I see it in dreams, and not only that, it's extreme, it's big, it's haughty. But you see, that's just the thing. Maybe I'm a Trojan horse, but you see, I don't even plan to be a Trojan horse. Because you see, the thing about the Trojan horse is that it comes in guising itself as something else. And then next thing, next thing, like Troy, what do you call this? Has Aja ransacked is at Greece or what? Like, proper, you've taken over a whole city and a whole town. But like you came in looking like you were all innocuous and everything. I'm not a Trojan horse. I can't be, because I am honest and transparent about certain disaster. I am not hiding. I am in plain sight. But I guess that's just how God works, isn't he, though? Hey? Like when a bomb is just put in a mall in plain sight and it's out here just saying beep, 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 beep. Even kids will play with it, thinking that, sorry, it's a toy. It's something from Toys R Us. So let's just dilly-dally around it. Let's dance. Perhaps, yeah. My poverty is perhaps this unseemly or this uncharacteristic Trojan horse. And not only my poverty, but all these little girly things that I do, all these eyelashes and all these colors that I add and whatnot. Maybe that's the problem here, but really and truly, if you were to close your eyes and listen to what under heaven it is that I am saying, you will discover that I am not a Trojan horse. Like, even in the slightest, I am not a Trojan horse. I come with honesty, with transparency as to what under heaven is giving right now. And yet I am received so lightly, it's detrimental to the souls of everybody listening to me. It is dangerous. Like, I don't know why you don't take me seriously. I am dangerous to not hearken to, because Ntotsekedi Bonang are prolific and they're of global relevance, significance, and can utterly shatter lives of people. I don't get it. The way that people are so shallow in the way that they receive me. They made me record a video today, just to basically address the issues. Like last night, for instance, I dreamt of some little silly piggy girl bewitching my face so I could tell the chubaba. Like, you know, I had chubabas on my nose and on my forehead and on my chin and on my cheeks, and I woke up on some, goodness, chubaba. Look at that. And then I had yet another dream of some other little female that watches my content, making me put black dye in my hair because I suddenly popped grays overnight. Like in order to basically not look like I'm aging or whatever. The fact that anybody can do that with me. Like the fact that people can cast spells to age me, to put gray hairs on my hair, or even pop chubabas, is keto, to give me pimples. Gushkuti, when you listen to my content, Hashem, you don't hear what I'm saying. Hashem, Halimamel, you are not listening to what I'm saying. You are not listening to what I'm saying. You are not listening. Because if your reaction to my videos is isiketo, or age me overnight spells, or even korobela, you can't possibly be listening. You can't. It's like somebody rocking up saying there's a bomb in the building, there's a bomb in the building, there's a bomb in the building. And then you rock up as a dude on some, hey, what's your name? Is Shorty, what's your name is? Shorty, what's your name? There's a bomb in the building. Ooh, you so cute. And then another lady, there's a bomb in the building, there's a bomb in the building. Another woman rocking up and pouring acid on your face while you're busy telling everybody there's a bomb in the building. Absolutely inappropriate response to very important warnings. Exquisitely inappropriate. Halibone, le raseditswe ke botlebaka, le raseditswe ke poverty, like what is ornate and shiny, what is sparkling and what is loud, ostentatious, clamorous, like a loud gong. Is my hair? Are my eyelashes? Is my skipa that I'm wearing? Is my poverty? The fact that I'm 40 years old, yet to be married, etc. I'm a suffering woman. And that is the unfortunate Trojan horse when it's not supposed to be that. It is an unfortunate Trojan horse, but you see, that's just how God works though, right? It's written in his word that his disciples will be treasure in jars of clay. And it's also written in God's word that God will take the weak things of the world to shame the strong, and the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. So it tends to be very unseemly vessels or unexpected vessels that bring forth certain messages. You never ever anticipate them to come through. The people that you would much rather have them come through as, if anything, Jesus himself was somewhat of a Trojan horse, however, in plain sight. You know, it's written in God's word that there was nothing of him that was seemly that you might adore it, appreciate it. He wasn't a handsome man. He wasn't an alpha male or anything of that nature. People expected him to come in the robes of a king in order for them to embrace him as their king and Messiah. But he came in lowliness. So lowly was he that foxes had dens, yet the Son of Man had nowhere to put his head at night to sleep, right? He was a carpenter and not chilling in a palace drinking out of a chalice some very expensive wine. He was a lowly man, and he was hated by all. They hated him without cause, yet he was pierced for our transgressions, and the chastisement that brought us peace was upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. He was our Messiah. He was King of kings and Lord of lords, and still is the Redeemer of the whole entire planet. Basically really, really very important. And not only just any king, but the King of all kings and the Lord of all lords. And yet he came in this lowly demeanor that was underestimatable until he was killed. He was easily betrayed by one of his disciples for 30 pieces of silver. It was just so easy to hand him over that way because the people who received him did not recognize him, even though he came and dwelt among them. His own people did not recognize him. That's just how Jesus operates. That's how the Lord works. Do you understand? He will grab some unseemly, lowly teenage girl, some grandmother, and some middle-aged man, and make them the three heavenly musketeers, and they will wreak so much havoc in the city that you will all beat yourselves in the head with all different kinds of weaponry, asking why did I not take them seriously, purely because one I underestimated thanks to their youth, ageism, the other one thanks to their age, yet again ageism, and the other one thanks to how boring they look on the outside. Pretty privilege or lack thereof. And yet they were chosen by God. So if Christ was a Trojan horse in plain sight, then I guess his disciples will also be Trojan horses in plain sight. And you will do silly things pertaining to somebody very, very important. You know how with Jesus Christ, they cast lots for his garments. Like literally they played some kind of gambling game as he died over there for his garments. That was the king of the universe, and you out here concerned about what he was wearing. And they were casting lots for those clothes of his. People do dumb things until they find out that they basically touched God's anointed. It is imperative, therefore, given that I'm dealing with perception management, where it is that people look at my content and so therefore don't look at my content. They look at how many people watch me and so therefore don't watch me. They imagine that there can't be any quality. I'm underestimated like no man's business, and so therefore they just glide right by me. But every so often I catch somebody's attention. I make them look with my thumbnails. And once inside, because I am engaging, I would like to imagine that that's true. And because I am speaking very specifically to matters that are of great importance to those people watching my videos, my hope is that they will buy what I'm selling. That they will buy this luxury Mercedes, this luxury Ferrari, this car that is hugely expensive. My prayer every time I rock up here is that someone will bite. Because them biting is them stopping to look at me as a seemingly Trojan horse, or something that is to be taken lightly. My prayer is that people would stay themselves from finishing what they've started, that they would put some garments on their nakedness, that they would flee from the wrath to come, that they would take this admonishment and run with it, that they would essentially repent, because this is the calm before the storm. And when the storm hits, I'm gonna be out of the prison of behavioral psychology, out here ascertaining that nobody watches me anymore. As a result of no one watching me, I've lost subscribers. People that would have stayed with me if at all I kept on getting viewed. But instead, they now underestimate me, even though at first they didn't. They liked me enough to subscribe to me, but now they've left my channel because nobody even listens to her. There must be nothing meaningful about her. Even though it's unbiblical for them to think that way, they nonetheless think that way because that's how the human brain is wired. It is behavioral psychology, it's perception management. I am unviewed because I'm unviewed. But once YouTube sets me free, I will get viewed like other people. And as a result of being viewed, very typically, I will then get viewed again. Very typically, I will grow in subscriber numbers because I'm growing in subscriber numbers. I will grow in views because I'm growing in views. I will be clicked on because after 5 days of posting a video, I'm sitting on 80,000 views. I will get viewed just because I'm being viewed. The content will be the same. However, how people perceive its receivability, how people receive its worthwhileness to listen to, will change. Even though rarely it's the exact same thing. Exact same women speaking the exact same things. That's how my channel is going to grow. Ultimately, when people then watch things that are in my most recent posts, they will be drawn to the engaging topics that I am covering enough to go back in history and click on those videos just out of curiosity, like falling in love with the channel and then watching every last one of it, like literally just scrolling through it over days because you can't believe that you have not seen this content creator for so long. And that's how a lot of my videos are just going to suddenly rank up in views. So people who buried me, so that what it is that I said that was taboo in a particular video, did that in vain, because those videos are going to get viewed anyway, because my most recent uploads as at that date will create curiosity and intrigue on older content until literally I am making money from old videos that are out here making like new again, being pushed through the algorithm again because a whole bunch of people are watching them. So YouTube is now re-recommending them, even though it's been very many years or months since I posted that video. Do you understand what I'm saying? So what quality it is that I bring forth is precisely because I have a foresight of how people are going to receive my content eventually. And not only that, I am trying to draw people with a carrot stick, even though really and truly, even if I were to come here plain-faced with no music in the background no silence detection. In some videos that I do have silence detection in, even if I were to rock up plainer than all these edits that I insist on doing on my videos, people should listen. But you see, that's where the innocence as a dove and the shrewdness as a snake comes in. People on earth are microwave babies that wanted and wanted now. They also, even though we as Christians don't walk by sight, but by faith, they walk by sight. The just shall live by faith, but the unjust live by what they see and what they can immediately receive. Therefore, you are wise as a saint, thus shrewd as a snake, right? Yeah. You are wise when you essentially adjust yourself to the trends of this earth without sinning against God. It's like Joseph in Egypt. His name is Joseph, was Joseph, and yet he was given an Egyptian name. Was Zephaniah or whatever? He was given an Egyptian name so that as a leader in Egypt, a prime minister, a man of office in Egypt, he might not stumble Egyptians. Not only was he given an Egyptian name, but he was given an Egyptian look. You know how Pharaoh and them dressed with those wigs and everything? Joseph was a Hebrew. He could insist on maintaining his own corporate identity and being like wearing Hebrew attire, Hebrew clothing, because he was elevated to such a position of honor that he could basically make the rules as he goes. But instead, he wore Egyptian CI and took on an Egyptian look, and so was received by the Egyptians as their leader in this particular respect. The Lord knows what society's insincerities can achieve in the life of a saint, and he knows how to adjust them accordingly. So everything that Christ has done for me and in me all these years up to this place was in order to bring me to a point of receivability by, I guess, a global citizenship that would rightly wag their heads once I finally am brought to the surface as to why was I so buried. People in my land, people in my life are trying very hard to make me look like something irrelevant that's last year's news. It has to be clear that they were jealous. It has to be clear that they lied. It has to be clear that they were deceptive. And it has to be clear that they were trying to create a smokescreen over me so as to make me slip through the cracks. Because there is nothing of me that is not yelling, screaming, yawning. 2024, 2025, very soon, and ultimately 2026. I have to be so current and so relevant that it has to be obvious that there was a severity of sabotage. And that is the thing that's going to humiliate people. That's what's going to disgrace you. Do you understand? And that's what I am trying to snatch people from, that they might not find themselves committing suicide over that disgrace, or that they might not find themselves being abandoned, ditched, because of having walked in that level of tyranny against an innocent woman. So much so has the Lord made me current that he's made me futuristic. So futuristic am I that he is already weaning me off and divorcing me from a platform that is not going to exist in the future. He not only weaned me off TikTok, but he's now also weaning me off CapCut. As a result of searching for everything to try and maintain quality in my content, I went from pillar to post, perusing all different kinds of applications, right? Just to find home field advantage. Just to sit, chill, relax. I ultimately rested with CapCut. But there was a time when CapCut was giving me problems for editing, right? Like I would try and import a video into the user interface for basically the way it is that you work, the panel where you edit your videos. I would try to import a video and it would say error in importing, this thing can't recognize import or something of that nature, okay? And the only way to fix this was if I switched off my computer and then switched it back on again. And I was like, yo, and I can't, for crying out loud, keep on switching off my computer and switching it on again, because all of a sudden CapCut cannot read my video that is on my desktop as I try to import it. And so for those reasons, I told myself, I'm leaving CapCut, and I'm going to try and edit my stuff on another video editor, another software that's going, sorry. The only way was to either switch off my computer and switch it back on again, or to export my content off another video editor and then only take that video and then put it on CapCut again. And it was just such an onerous process. And I initially used iMovie for that, because iMovie comes part and parcel of the Mac computers, right? I initially used iMovie for that, but iMovie, it just has, it is slow, but there are no, in my computer, maybe it's changed for newer Mac computers, but there's no aspect ratio transformation in iMovie. Everything is landscape. 9 by 16. 16 by 9. That landscape view, that's 16 by 9. 9 by 16 is the portrait one. The one that's, for CapCut videos, Instagram, whatnot. iMovie, my version, maybe on the newer Macs, it's different. You can't change aspect ratio. And, guys, because of not being able to change aspect ratio, something that has got a 16 by 9 aspect ratio, you've got to flip it. You've got to basically export it off iMovie by rotating it to chill horizontally, export it, and then once your video is on your desktop, rotate it again and save it, and then only import it to CapCut so that it would receive as a 9 by 16. If you don't do it that way and you just take the landscape 16 by 9 view that is exported off iMovie and you put it inside CapCut, CapCut enables you to resize your video, to resize it and make it a particular aspect ratio. But if you resize it, having exported it that way from iMovie, the quality will be significantly reduced. It's going to become extremely pixelated, kind of blurry, and so it's going to mess with the quality of your video when you export it off CapCut. So you have to basically export it in this horizontal fashion and then make it straight again and then put it on CapCut to maintain its quality. And that 3-step process was actually murdering me inside. So I went on that place, what is this, Apple Store on my Mac, and I looked for another video editor that enables me to basically mess with aspect ratios, and I found this video editor called VN Video Editor that gives me that ability, right? And when I was inside VN Video Editor, it is substandard to CapCut. It doesn't have very much, even when you go pro and what have you. But guess what VN Video Editor has? It has free captioning. It has accurate, free captions. It has captioning. VN Video Editor has captions. And when I saw that it has captions, I was like, on the day, I remember telling myself this, I was like, on the day when CapCut finally makes captions pro, I'm going to dump that whole entire video editor in favor of VN Video Editor. But my sad and disquieting thing was, I guess that means I'm gonna have to stop wearing makeup in my videos. But you see, I can't let makeup go. I can't. Like, once I'm all up in this makeup business, like, I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. Asseblief toch, julle. I'm not stopping. It's just so cute.